Do you remember when Johnny Depp, as the Mad Hatter in the movie Alice in Wonderland, sees Alice for the very first time? He says, "You used to be much muchier. You've lost your muchiness." Well, do you feel like that? Like there's more to you than how you're being, what you're doing? Do you feel like there's something inside of you that wants to surface, that wants to be expressed, that wants to be shared, that's your unique gift? And now is this moment when it wants to come out. And yet it's calling you in a direction that's very different from where you are now and how you're being now. Well, when I started feeling these questions, I was living what appeared to be a pretty comfortable life in Hawaii. And all of that changed, and an unknown world in California called me so strong that my life in Hawaii began to close up and push me out. I moved forward anyway, and I was really grateful to have learned teachings from my New Thought philosophy. I had actually been studying to be a minister, and these trainings came in very helpful. But what also really helped me was being in a community where I was learning psychological tools at the hands of Gay and Katie Hendricks, and putting together the psychological tools and putting together the New Thought teachings. When I started to create my new life in California, these tools were what held my hand and allowed me to walk through and actually becomes friend with the unknown, because I found myself in places that were so new, and I was being called to be in a way that was so different that I was terrified a lot of the time. Now, these 4 steps spell the word lift, and the first letter L stands for learning to love yourself. And I based this from the book Learning to Love Yourself by Gay Hendricks, and what I appreciate about his work and his teaching is that the definition of love is being willing to be in the same space as. Now, this was a totally new concept for me, because I thought that loving myself meant paying myself a bunch of compliments and pasting affirmations all over my mirror and not believing a word of any of them. So of course it didn't work. But with learning to love myself and being willing to be in the same space as, I can have loving attention placed on things like my anger, something that I'm not really proud of having, or something like my fear, something that I consider a weakness, or even positive qualities like, gosh, I'm kind of good at that. No, I'm not. I'm being really conceited right now. That dynamic of how good am I allowed to really feel like I am. Learning to love all of these feelings of confusion are something that help me to navigate through the unknown, and I'd like to help teach them to you so that you can be more friendly as you move into your unknown. The next letter I stands for an integrity-based life. And there are 4 pillars to integrity that I go in more detail as I teach classes or do individual coaching. But the most important key element of integrity-based living is to keep your agreements. Keep your agreements with others, and importantly, to keep your agreements with yourself. To know your yes and your no and what you want so strongly, and to stand so firmly in it that everything you speak is in direct alignment with what you want. Because truthfully, what we want is what the source of all that is, the love that created this entire existence throughout all eternity, wants for us. It's the same thing. Now, the letter F stands for facing your fears. This was an area that I became an expert at because I was terrified at every new step I had to take, and there were plenty of them. Basically, we all have 4 fear signatures that we have in common. Maybe we flee, I'm out of here, physically or mentally, by fleeing to our head and going into constantly analyzing. Another fear signature is to freeze, to just be so stone cold, solid, stuck that nothing can happen. Another fear signature is to fight. I notice when I have my little fighter girl come up, my chin comes up, and I'm resisting anything that's trying to come in because I'm terrified of this information and what it's asking me to be. And the last fear signature is to faint. Just kind of go stupid and say, "Duh, what?" Do you recognize any of these fear signatures? Well, I know some fear melters that can help you move past these fear signatures. And then once we've actually faced and melted our fears, we can start to accept them and maybe choose a different relationship with them. The last letter of my LIFT approach to both my coaching and my classes is thanksgiving. To be thankful, to live in gratitude, to find things to appreciate. And little appreciations, including for ourselves, including being willing to make this big unknown journey and take these little unknown steps. The more we appreciate everything and everyone, including ourselves around us, our tank becomes so filled with appreciation that we have gratitude to spread all over on the bigger blessings that are truly coming our way and in our life. These are the 4 steps, the 4 tools that I would like to share with you to help you as you move into your unknown, as you answer a call that's asking you to be different, to be bigger, to be brighter than you've ever been before, and that's asking you to be something different than anything else on the planet is, because this is a time when our planet needs you, being uniquely you. And I want to help you step into being your most muchy. My name is Michelle Hubbard. I'm a New Thought minister, I'm a law school graduate, and I am a Hendricks certified conscious living and loving coach. And I want to help you have a friendly relationship with your unknown.